Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Benjamin, and welcome to the weekly update of 2020 presidential election model. Before I get started, I'd appreciate it if you commented, rated, and if you're new to the channel and like the content, or at least respect the effort that went into it, a subscription. It helps the channel grow and allows me to look at what people like and what they don't. If there's something that I can change without adding bias, I will do my best to do so. And I do read every comment, even if I don't reply. Anyway, as for the absence of uploads last week on Wednesday and Friday, I was a bit sick, taking care of some real life stuff, and working on my Senate model. I'm almost done with that and should have it ready for next week. Oh, and to the people who have created bingo cards in response to my video, I like the look, and to be official, all you need to do is have a video on your channel showing what your bingo card looks like. Good luck to those who have done so. Should be a fun little internal competition. On to the 2020 model. So my model tends to rate Trump's chances higher than a lot of forecasts and experts. And this includes my own forecast. There are a few reasons for this. First, I factored in fundamentals, including state partisanship, which is based on the two-party vote share, the 2016 results, which will eventually be removed, probably around the DNC when we know who the challenger will be, an economic factor based off of the market, consumer price index, as well as consumer confidence, inflation, etc. I have not weighted the net approval rating, which is another factor, for a few reasons. First, house effects exist, and often in both directions. For example, some pollsters have a heavy GOP bias in their sampling, and some have a heavy Democratic bias in their sampling. If you look at the way 538 weighs house effects, you would think that the listed house effect in their adjusted polls and the net result of that would sit around where the average of unadjusted polls would lie, maybe a bit lower or higher. But instead, every poll is adjusted away from the Republican, regardless of pollster or listed house effect. That's not to say that 538 is wrong for doing it. I'm positive Nate Silver has his reasons and has very good statistical reasons for doing so. I just personally think it's a bit disingenuous. In addition, I think that using just the raw numbers allows me to remain as unbiased as possible. This is because there are various ways I could include house effect. I could remove the largest outlier polls and then produce an average, or I could avoid doing that. Or I could take a median instead of the average and, of course, remove the outliers and then do the median. These differences in methodology allow bias to slip in, and I'm certain that my method has some bias, but every method is going to have bias. I just think this is the one that introduces the least amount of subjectivity. The model seems to think that Donald Trump is doing well after a slight slump in late May. However, in the Rust Belt and Upper Midwest, the margins are razor thin, so like I've concluded for a while, this election is going to be close. An interesting note is that Trump is not a normal incumbent president considering the economy. We should be talking about a race where no Democrat wants to challenge him because he is sitting in such a strong position. However, his brazen and crass personality, combined with his confrontational nature, put him in a weaker position. It is yet to be seen if this will affect him on the campaign trail, and depending on who the Democratic nominee is, it really could go either way. In other news, the Michigan Senate race just became one of the races to watch in 2020. John James has jumped into the race, and he is expected by Republicans to make the seat competitive. And I honestly expect him to outperform Donald Trump in the state, as he is not only more presentable, but he is also benefiting from his opponent being Gary Peters, who is surprisingly not that well known in Michigan according to the polls. And having fought Debbie Stabenow in an incredibly tough manner in order to vastly outperform both polling and expectations, John James exceeded those in what was not expected to be a close Senate race in 2018. In international news, Canada has elections coming up, and Justin Trudeau and his party could be in trouble potentially to the Conservatives. In Britain, Brexit somehow keeps winning, despite many Britons claiming that it is not what the nation wants, and the Conservatives look poised to win yet another general election whenever that rolls around. Anyway, thank you for watching. Hope y'all enjoyed. I'll see you guys next time. Take it easy. Bye.